you're still here from our previous video, we are discussing what it takes to recover from codependency and also to seal and reinforce holes in the energetic field or the energy body. Our first video was on determining how do I feel. This video is going to be on what do I need. So we spoke already about codependency. Codependency is chronic self-neglect. It arises as a result of us in our youth being asked to set aside our own needs to favor the group needs or favor caretaker needs. Whatever your particular situation was, all of them are a little bit different. But we are trained from our youth to put our individual needs aside and help meet the needs of some other bigger or stronger or more dominant entity. In a classroom, it could be the teacher. In your household, it could be a parent. In your community, it could be whoever, the police officers, who knows. So we talked about our flow chart of how do I feel, what is the need that's underlying that feeling, and beyond that, it's how do I meet that need? Do I need to ask someone what needs to happen next? So this is video 2. We're going to talk about, now that we've identified how we felt, we are looking internally for what need is producing that feeling. So if you're familiar at all with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you're not, go ahead, Google the image, and you'll see a pyramid. Maybe I can find a way to like put a pyramid into the thing. We'll see. Go ahead, look at that diagram, look at that pyramid. You'll see at the bottom, it's what are my physical needs? Are my physical needs all being met? Things like safety. Do I have shelter? Is there food available? Is there clean water? Beyond that is physiological needs being met. Often in the context of trying to meet a need for a codependent, that physiological need is going to be, I need help down-regulating. I need help relaxing so that I can feel connection, feel like a part of the group, have an opportunity to form a closer bond with someone. As you climb this pyramid with physical needs, safety, am I safe enough being on the bottom, the physiological needs of am I able to relax coming next. The third level up is emotional needs. Do I have a need right now for connection? Am I lonesome? Do I have a deep sadness and I need someone to help me through it? These are really common places, and although Maslow does expound upon this this hierarchy with other steps in this pyramid, these are the most important ones. If you get these down, that's wonderful. You're living a great life if you get these down. If these are being met, you already have a really firm footing. So as we continue, I'm just going to say that if you're able to identify the need, and if you're able to, if you're able to figure out how you feel, and if you're able to identify the need, this is a place where you've grown enough that you can really start to fill in the holes in that auric field. Right at this space is where the mending of the auric field becomes a lot easier. So beyond that, once I've identified my feeling and my need, you know what, we're gonna crack on with it and go on to asking and meeting that need, like actually meeting the need now. And So this asking for my need to be met, is kind of similar to what my best friend's mother used to say to us growing up. She would say, before we left the house, didn't matter where we were going, she would say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean. That's a really, those are great words to live by. I try my best to live by that. But to begin with, we cannot meet every need independently. A lot of our needs are based on need for attachment, need for community, need for connection with other humans. And my personal belief is that honesty is going to be your golden ticket to getting whatever it is that you want. One of our codependent traits is often controlling other people's emotions. We manipulate them. Yes, we do. Not just me, you too, everyone. And we allow them to control our emotions as well by seeking their validation, seeking for them to act a particular way, seeking for them to say the right thing, or, and getting huffy when they don't. So this is our gentle reminder that we don't get to control others. Really, who wants that responsibility of trying to control another person? You're not in control. We don't get to control if others want to meet our needs, or if they are even able to meet their needs. Because a lot of times, if we're this energy field and we have these puzzle piece people that are coming in to meet our needs and make us feel whole and full, that person is often, they have their own breakages, they have their own healing journey to be on. So that support often cannot successfully come from them. Doesn't mean they need to be cut out of your life? Absolutely not. That is a very personal choice, and only you get to make it. No one's going to make that choice for you. But this is usually the very painful part of recovery, still manageable, but painful, where we come to find that a lot of our relationships are other puzzle pieces. They're other people with auric fields and energy fields that have breakages and tears and blockages and are just as rough and jagged as ours, which is why they fit together so well. But they're not able to meet our needs. So we often find ourselves starting to become honest about the things that we want and about the things that we need, and we come to discover that we might need a new group, which is really where the value of a recovery group such as Al-Anon or a Coda, a church community, the Buddhist temple community, wherever you happen to resonate and find people that feel safe to you, wherever they happen to congregate. We often wake up to realize that those that we've collected, those matches to our missing puzzle piece, are not emotionally available, and that's okay, but we still need to meet that need. A lot of people tend to shy away from meeting their needs, thinking that if they meet the need, then they'll just stay needy. No, if you meet the need, the need's met. That's a good thing. So to give you a couple of examples of my needs and things that I've had to meet recently, I felt very lonely yesterday, and I sent a long audio message to my sponsor. I have a male sponsor. It's wonderful. It's upset doggy. It's not traditional in 12-step programs to have an opposite gender sponsor. It works for us. There's no sexual element, so it works for us. I'm lonely. I can call my sponsor. I can leave him an audio, whatever that seeking of connection happens to be. If I'm feeling skin hungry, so this is, we're quarantined for coronavirus right at this particular moment when I'm filming this. I'm very skin hungry. I miss hugs. I miss kisses. I miss, casual touches. it's difficult right now, but I do live with a roommate, and I have had to tell her, I'm like, listen, I really need a hug. Like, I'm feeling really skin hungry. I'm feeling really disconnected. I've been carrying a lot of tension like up in my traps and my shoulders here, and I'm like, I need you to hug me. And a lot of times these needs, when they're asked for outright without the manipulation, a lot of times you're able to meet them without the kind of catastrophic fear that we often feel. Another need is for validation. So perhaps we'll get to a point in our recovery journey where we do not need any outside validation. I would love to see myself there. I'm well on my way, but I am not there presently. And I can ask outright for friends to help me see myself. I have one friend in particular. I will refer to her as Jaybird. That's her nickname that I have for her. And her and I had something going for quite a while, where on Mondays we would text each other and say, like, you know, true things about one another that were just kind and uplifting and validating. This works a lot better than posting a thirst trap picture of yourself. Not that they're not fun. It's, you know, that's fun too. But it's a little bit more intimate and a little bit more soul-filling to say something really specific and get really specific feedback in return, without having to fish for compliments or something like that. And not asking for your needs to be met really only goes one or two routes, maybe both routes, who knows. It either leads to suppression, which can be masking the need, denying that it exists, numbing yourself through drugs or sex or alcohol or workaholism or YouTube or like snarky memes. Not that they're not fun, but often the overindulgence, I'm not saying don't have a glass of wine tonight, I'm not saying don't have sex, but the overindulgence in these leads to further wearing down of the energy field. You do have energy going out of you. You are weakening your body's systems. You could probably see that with an example like alcohol. I'm pretty relatively small. I'm just under 5'5". If I sit down and I drink an entire bottle of wine, I'm going to be doing some damage. I'm going to be doing some damage to my liver is not going to like that. My skin isn't going to like that. I'm going to dehydrate myself. I'm going to wake up tired and probably pretty groggy the next day. Basic things that we all know, but these are things that are going to be breaking me down instead of building me up. So the other end of not asking for a need to be met is that we will still meet that need, but we will take a more manipulative route. We might notice that we're doing it. We might not notice that we're doing it, but we will be using people. We will be hurting people to some extent. And you still will meet that need, but it'll be done in a more deceptive way. A way ultimately that's going to be less rewarding to us, me, anyway. If you resonate with these videos, that's wonderful. But don't think by any means that I am some kind of boss or know-it-all, or that you need to do what I think I should do. You get to feel that out. That's a choice that you get to make independently of me, independently of everyone. But if you were to use some of these steps, making those choices and coming to build yourself, it's going to be a lot easier to make really wholesome ones that fit the real you, not the conditioned you, not the you that everyone likes because they're easy to get along with and they kind of just, you know, go with the flow and let everyone else win. The real you. So On a more energetic level, we'll talk about that ask and what that ask is. So in other videos, you've heard me talk about masculine energy, feminine energy. These are energies, are not genders. I am a female body, a feminine person, and I, like all other people, have both of these energies. So when I ask for this need to be met, I am employing my masculine energy, this energetic part of me that is logical, straightforward, and this communication becomes my container. It's my masculine boundary being built up to protect that softer, more feminine part of me. This ask allows me to start to meet that need. It's the reinforcement to my auric field. It's the reinforcement to the boundary that my soul has had worn away. And this auric field, this energetic field, is now a more solid, more supportive structure. It becomes a true container. These are all masculine energy qualities. And this container, this auric field that is being filled in a healthy way, is now able to hold my feminine essence, my spiritual energy, your essential energy, the energy of your own soul. This process of asking for needs to be met is coming in to support and nourish your feminine side, your emotional side. She, you're feminine, even if you're male, she makes a request of her king, we'll say, via a feeling, via a sensation. And he, your internal king, responds by gathering the people, gathering the things to serve his queen. How beautiful that you have an internal king and an internal queen inside of you. We're whole and complete, just as we are. When these holes in the auric field are mended, your feminine spiritual waters, that love within you, fills you. You're full of love now. And it actually allows the potential, now that there's no breakdown in this auric field, there's no more holes or gaps or pores, this spiritual water, this love energy fills you. It actually has the potential to overflow onto other people because your own needs are met, and now you can love people more genuinely, more authentically. It's almost similar to the analogy that they use so often in codependency recovery, where it's if you're on an airplane and the cabin pressure drops, the mask will fall from whatever it is above you. So appropriate, because we're all wearing masks, right? So with this airplane face mask, you're instructed to put yours on first. Don't put it on your 5-year-old child. They need it. You need it first, because if you pass out and only your child has that face mask, well, now they don't have a mom, or a dad, whoever. So you got to put yours on first. It's why we're often so instructed to love ourselves first. We love ourselves first to love others. There's a caveat in here. You can love others deeply before you feel yourself whole, before you feel whole within yourself, absolutely. And there's no lie in that. That is genuine. You can even look at your love for other people in your life as your motivation for wanting to do this healing. But regardless, the finish line is beautiful. The journey is really beautiful. The beginning kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie to you there, but it's a wonderful journey, and it does get easier. And in that healing, because the depth of your spiritual waters, because your knowledge of your own self, your soul, your connection to whatever you happen to believe in, whether it's God the Father or the Holy Spirit or the universe or all that is, as that depth in your spiritual waters expands, you begin to love more honestly, love more unconditionally, just giving love instead of trying to trade it. You get to just feel okay with the fact that you love other people, and it doesn't really matter if you get anything in return from them, because you've filled your own cup and you've formed a community that's supporting you and filling your cup and keeping you full. So we are going to end it there. Thank you for watching. I love you so much. And this is gonna get easier, and you're doing great. And if you're already watching videos like this, you are well on your way. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about you. You're strong and you're capable. And no matter the dips and turns that your journey takes, or the peaks and the valleys that you explore, you're doing amazing. And I love you so very much.